I hope you're in fine fettle. If any of you have watched Bridgerton, don't you says, tell my gentle readers, I feel a bit in that energy at the moment. I feel very Victorian-esque. Anywho, no prizes for guessing what we're going to be doing today. Oh yeah, the precious is out, darlings. The precious is out. We're going to be looking at any predictions and insights into what's happening in the world and all the people in it. Welcome to the channel if you are new here. As you know, or you won't know if you've just found me, I'm Nicky Alan. Yes, I am. And one of the things I like to do is just to plug in through the angel energy to what's happening on the planet. You know, one of the things that you need to do if you are finding this channel is to support me and hit the like button and subscribe. I know, I hate saying that. Also know that we've got the last few Archangel calendars left, selling them off at £10. So if you would like a wall calendar with all of the designs that I created for my Archangels, then pop along to karma.co.uk and have a look. Right, I've got all that stuff out the way now, right? I've got all that stuff out the way. I can't stand it, but if it's there and it needs to be sold, I'm going to give it to you just like that. So now let's have a little look. I've just linked up and sat with Julianis is in the house today. I don't know about any angels, but we'll find as we go along. I also was shown standing by a beach. First of all, I said hello to Darren because it's rude not to because he was there. And then, so he's sitting there in his light pink t-shirt, which is really cute. And I looked out to the sea and the first thing I heard was, we are still going to experience fire and water, which isn't great. I said this before ages ago that they told me about, that there will still be more continual heavy rains, torrential rains. We're just finding our feet with everything that's shifting, as I keep saying, and so we just got to go with that. The other thing is as well is, you know, that ferry thing that I saw, I'm wondering, because I hadn't, or don't watch the news and hadn't seen anything and just been like literally in my little bubble, I'm wondering if I dreamt, because I didn't realise that there was a huge ferry that sank, was it in the Philippines or something, about 4 days before. I'm just wondering if I was dreaming of the ramifications of that, because I think there was 66 lives lost or something, someone told me. So I'm not sure on that. I hope that that is what I saw in my dream state, the echoes of the disaster of that rather than any future ones. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So anyway, darlings, let's have a little dive in and see how we're going to get on. Interest rates in the UK are going to change again. I don't know if this is a regular thing, how this happens. As you know, I know nothing about anything to do with 3D worlds. But I've just heard interest rates are changing. So it feels like it's not good for the bank. So that could mean that there is some sort of benefit to us because of that. And I think this is more the UK. And that's what I'm feeling. I feel it's more UK based than anywhere else. There's a fuse being lit as well that I saw before I actually looked into the bowl when I was linking up, standing with Julianis, and it lit and then it hit a man that I recognise as Putin. So I don't know if we're going to hear more news about what he's doing, what he intends to do. I have got no clue what is going on in the world, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I don't embrace it because I have to get things from source, but there feels like something else is going to go boom and kick off some sort of news, but it's like it's not world war. I just can't see that. It just feels like these threats, I've got a bigger one than you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I saw the fuse, like, you know, the Mission Impossible, and then I saw his face. So there's obviously going to be some sort of thing he's going to say, do. He's going to kick off in the headlines again, coming up, which is just ludicrous. So let's have a look and get my focus in the ball. Don't forget to comment on what you see in the ball. It's really incredible, actually. I love it because it's high enough. It's as high as I can get it, I think. Let's have a look. There you go. That's even better. I've just lowered the doodah so you can fully see it. I like plopping at the moment, mostly because most of the things are packed, but I like putting my crystal ball on this selenite just to give it that angelic vibe. the angel stone. One of my well, it's not one of my favourites. They're all my favourites, to be fair. But selenite is my, surrounded by it everywhere. It's everywhere. So let's have a little look and see where we're going, darlings. You know, it's that thing again. I remember seeing this last year sometime about like really heavy rain or torrential rain in really dry areas. So I said this in one of my other videos. I just keep seeing like desert land. I don't know if there's like big things to happen in Saudi Arabia or, you know, the United Arab Emirates, whatever it's called. Yeah, I keep seeing that. But also I'm seeing rain going into like sand, or where somewhere should be really hot, there's lots of rain or flooding. So with these water levels, we're seeing perhaps warm climates in Europe will have a lot more flooding or water issues, possibly Italy, Spain, could even be Greece, you know, just places that you would all, you know, normally see as hotspots. There could be a lot of water going on there. The green ray of Archangel Raphael has come in, which is important for us to heal. So this is more of a human message, I feel. Wow. Don't you just love angel energy? It's like a breath of fresh air standing on top of a mountain. There is a request that we embrace more healing. Now, the reason this is because I brought this up before. We've done the snake, we've done the shedding of the skin, and now we're in the year of the fire horse, okay, which I mentioned in my tarot video. Now, with this kind of energy, everything is going to gallop forwards. So this is a year of opportunity for you, okay? And it's also year 10. It's new beginnings. So you need to be very, very much so, I've got this, you need to very much embrace anything that is holding you back or creating any burden on your soul, emotional energy. The past is definitely something that should be left in the past. And only things that we cherish or that can help us grow or be inspired must be taken forward in this new lunar year. We need to be in a space that nothing holds us back from the past. So if there's anything that is dragging you back negatively, you need to cut those. There is a video on here called Cutting Cords of Archangel Michael. Cut, cut, cut. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And when you think you've done it, do it again. It's really difficult to let go of past trauma, past behaviour from people, past situations that have wounded you. It is time for you to take all of the wounds, the pain, the upsets, the injustice, whatever's happened that doesn't serve you for your future, and leaving it with the snake skin. Healing, healing, healing. That is the number one energy coursing through my visionary third eye soul energy at the moment. All I can see is bright green when I blink my eyes. So this means that Raphael is definitely trying to bring in this energy of heal, because it will burden or it will create setbacks with whatever you want to aspire to. Aquarius had the best reading for a long time on their tarot reading the other day. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. And you are literally good to go, all guns blazing. But we cannot run forward if we are lagging behind with a huge cannonball of crap from our past. It is ultimate. It's the ultimate thing to do at the moment, is to let go and work on how you get rid of it. How do you do it? As I've said already, you can try the video or whatever, the meditation that I do for cutting cords. You can work through it, counselling, you can journal it out, to write letters to the people. Everything, you know, that therapy suggests you do, go for it. You've got to leave behind the past, even if it means physical movement. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing spiritual, emotional and physical movement from my past. I'm not letting it go and forgetting it. I'm just embracing the fact that there's a new chapter to begin. And if you are in that stage of new chapter, you have to heal that. And the more you spend time healing yourself, whether it's through, you know, self-love, kindness, getting rid of whatever ails you or makes you feel rubbish, it does improve your physical body. It's like today, I feel great today, but again, I'm not overdoing it. I'm just sitting here in my lounge suit. And I thought, I'm going to do a video for the tribe and I'm going to connect with the angels and I love them so much. And you'll see one of my videos, I was having a bit of a meltdown yesterday because, you know, the ego gets in there, the fear of the unknown and having to change and the obstacles and challenges. And then you have to have a word with yourself and you have to say, no, hang on a minute, no. And then embrace their energy again. And then you get the synchronicities, the signs, and everything's just amazing. It's like I was going for a wobble yesterday because it's just so much paperwork and rubbish. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not flowing. This is not flowing. I started reading into it. And then this morning I got a call from the lovely people whose house I'm buying. They're so lovely. I love them. I can see us being friends, actually. We've got so much in common. And it's just completely brightened everything that yesterday I was like worrying about. And there's no need to worry. There was nothing to worry about. But it's just a part of our process. So embrace, you know, healing crystals, pre-night, peridot. You know, think of the green crystals that connect with Raphael. Or just sit, and I do it every day. I've got this thing. I think I've got it on my Amazon shop front of things I recommend, I think. If not, I'll put it on there. They're called stackers. And they're literally layers of jewellery boxes that you can add on a stack. And then I've just got all my crystals. And I think, right, what do I need today? Just try everything you can to heal and be the highest vibration you can. As I always say, the higher your vibration, the more you can connect with them, the more they can instill ideas and hunches and inspiration without you even knowing it. And you think it's your idea and it isn't. And it leads to magnificence. Healing has to be had for the first quarter of this year, without a doubt. Embrace Archangel Raphael. Raphael, I ask you to come down and heal me from this or heal me from that, okay? Archangel Michael, I ask you to cut the cords from whatever is holding me back, what is making me sad, whatever it is. You know, if you've had a loss, I'm not saying about cut it, it's all done and move on. You know, what stage are you in at your grief? Honour yourself, be kind to yourself. Don't allow people to tell you how and what you should be doing and feeling. It's finding your sovereignty this year. You will be in the top 5% if you do this. All the things that I've recommended, you'll be in the top 5% of attracting new opportunities, luck, miraculous events that you think there's no way that could have happened, and it does. There is real magic in this world, but because we've always been told there isn't, none of us, not none of us, but hardly anybody taps in and believes that this can take place. There are things that happen and I just think, I'm going to go with it, but how the hell did that happen? And this is the energy, the mindset that we need in humanity at the moment. Remember, the age of Aquarius is a collective energy. What we're putting out to the ether joins other sentient acknowledgements and creates a force of energy. So I then said, like, as I was saying about the flooding, in my head, you know, I keep forgetting to actually explain everything that goes on in this spiritual body of mine. I'm sending healing, just keep everybody safe, try and keep everybody safe, you know, let's hope that everything's okay. And so I'm always sending healing energy out, love, abundance, happiness, excitement. And when I'm in a bleh time, when I'm a bit meh, I just think, shut up, Nick, get over it. What can you do to get out of it? And then I continually send this out because that vibration is what we all feed and acknowledge on. So if we send out fear, lack of hope, despair, and all that kind of stuff, that's what everybody else is going to be feeding on. We are all responsible for each other's consciousness. Because when we continually rise like we're doing at a rate of knots, Uriel, I was connecting with Archangel Uriel the other day. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. And one of the things, he's like a keeper of the planet and a guardian of the planet. Don't change my voice. People are freak out, I said. And he was saying that we are having more and more people wake up at an alarming rate. And so we need to make sure they sit in the residual energy of hope, strength, connection, freedom, spirituality, abundance, joy, bliss, generosity, you know? And so, again, the spikes of the amount of people that say, I've suddenly saw, you know, my mum who passed over yesterday, or I'm seeing light, I'm seeing this move in my hall, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, my daughter's saying this, my son's saying that. It's all brilliant. It's what has been predicted and what is coming to pass. And so we can't grab or benefit from the whole ascendant energy that's hitting our planet if we're still hanging on to 3D ego stuff from our past. 3D ego, I don't mean about grief or if you've lost someone. That is a natural process. It's horror, it's hell, and you have to slowly go on until you're ready to make change from that. But you can ease the pain through crystal work, meditation, walks in nature, grounding, all that kind of stuff that I repeatedly say about doing. If you do it, everything becomes so much easier. It really does. And that's Raphael. Bless and thank you for coming and being in my space, which I'm truly honoured. The angel realms are so close at the moment. They are so close. They are closer than I've ever felt them. You normally had to work quite hard to get into that vibration, to sit in their energy. And I find it easy as connecting to a spirit person as I do an angel now. And that's, if you said that to me like 5 years ago, I'd be like, no, you're all right. It takes a lot to get up there, but it doesn't. Because the vibration is there waiting for us to just go dink. And once you're in the angel realms and you've invoked them, it's happy days. So let's have 7 hours because of traffic. There's a hurricane going on up there. Josh, who is the head honcho, come and helped us get all the boxes in from the rain. Apart from that, here we go.
What's going on?
The real thing.
The calendar.
23 years. Oh my goodness. Babe, look at that. Look Teddy. Teddy Bo, me and Mo. Oh, they've come out better than I could possibly imagine, girls. Well done. Let's have a look. Oh, look. Oh, they are just incredible. Oh, look. Oh, look at the back. Girls, we need a group calendar.
What about me?
Come on, get in there. I don't know why I keep seeing Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic. What is that about? Perhaps there's a new leader or new laws. I've just seen a very tall, quiet building. Is that like our version of the Parliament? It's a very big building, big square building, loads of windows, very old looking building. Obviously it's in a city environment or like a big environment. Perhaps there's a leader change there or some sort of change coming up with their leadership, because that building just makes me feel like there's leaders in it, parliamentary people or whatever. It just feels like there's some sort of power swap change there. Okay. So I'm just going to say what I see. Be like catchphrase. It's a show in England where you have to look at whatever's on the screen and guess what it is. You mostly got that in other countries. Right, so I'm seeing churches, I'm seeing gargoyles, and then I'm seeing, I don't know if it's a Church of England, but there could be an inquiry into, straight away you think it's going to be some sort of abuse thing, don't you? But I'm just wondering if there's some inquiry into behaviour or some sort of, it's going to be a dodgy inquiry by the looks of it, into some in the Church of England, or, you know, like a, I don't know the different religions. Is that different? Church of England's different from Catholic, isn't it? But there seems to be an inquiry into that. It could even be something as simple as, you know, a scandal around a religious leader, around money, or it could be, but there just seems to be some sort of inquiry around a religious setup or person that's part of it that's like well known, you know. But yeah, the gargoyle to me feels like there's a negative thing or some sort of scandal inquiry that will go into a religious house. It feels more like Catholic Church of England, something like that, as opposed to, you know, like a temple or synagogue or something. It feels more that inclined. So we'll see what comes up with that. But yeah, the gargoyle to me makes it feel like that's coming up. Again, they're just spikes of generic stuff that's taking place on the planet for them to say we're aware of what's happening and what's going on. It's that simple. That looks like glaciers, ice. Again, I can't read into this. I'm just going to say what I see. There's like a glacier bit. There's loads of ice, big span of ice that's going to be up north somewhere. And then there's a split going through it. So I wonder if there's going to be a major split in a big ice landmass, which will be noted as, I don't know if it's climate change or not. It's just the planet shifting. It's just, you know, sometimes I think there's a ticking time bomb. Other times I think it's just shifting. And I'm in the energy at the moment of things just shifting. So again, with this split and this massive ice mass, it's going to start kicking off, oh yeah, the world's melting and we're all going to be flooded, la 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 la. And it's just bringing that fear in. But it's just a noticeable shift in what's going on either in, you know, Antarctica or up that way, you know. It just, there's a big land mass split of ice. That's what it looks like to me. That will just kick off the more all climate change, fear mongering, flooding, whatever you want to say. Okay, there's definitely, for some reason as well, there feels like there's more, like the waters, do you know, like the Red Sea and the Dead Sea, it feels like there's more salt in the oceans, and I don't know why that is. Perhaps someone can fill in the gaps on that. But there could be noticeable changes in what's within the ocean in respect of salt and minerals and things like that in the sea. Potentially with that, we could end up seeing different uses for what's in the sea. I don't know what that means. Or there could be a new use for the kelp or the seaweed, or there's something in the sea that people are going to notice. There's something in it that's going to change for the benefit of us. See, I remember when I've gone to the Caribbean and they say all the beautiful jewels that are in the Caribbean for health, like their seaweed over there and all the beautiful minerals they have in the Caribbean Sea. There's something like that that's resonating with me at the moment concerning what is being contained in the sea. Because all we hear about is the pollution, plastics, microplastics, blah, blah, blah. But there just seems to be a positive outcome or something to do with our ocean. So let's keep an eye out for that and really hope that that does come into fruition. Because I do like saying about good news rather than just being the doomer of gloom. Oh, this is going to happen now. But it's reality, you know, so there's no I can do about that. That's weird. That was a really, really, really bad northern accent. But again, the energy of shifting of an MP or power in I would say Yorkshire, West Yorkshire's going to be of benefit for you there for some reason. I also feel as I go up north, we may have some sort of regeneration of money. There may be improvements with conditions, housing conditions, wages, but there seems to be something good for the north as well of England, in respect of finance, housing, or perhaps, you know, there's someone that actually is going to be good for you, that's going to go to Parliament. I keep feeling all this parliamentary stuff, this change of power. I just start my hurry up and go, because I've been predicting you've been going for bloody months. It's hanging by a thread, that man. Hanging by a thread. And everybody is fearing. I predicted the two that went over to Farage. I just wonder if people are fearing that he's going to get in. And I mean other political parties. They're feeling the strength and power of what he's got. And I think because of the way he deals with... See, this is why I think most people just said yes for Brexit, because they honestly thought it was going to stop all the immigrants, which was so stupid. They thought that that was going to happen. And it's almost like he's really... I don't know about politics, but what I feel is he's using what people are most bemused about. Immigration, illegal immigrants, and the immigration crisis, and people being put up all over the country. And I feel like potentially that could be his ace card. Because people will think that he's going to change it, but nothing will change. I'll tell you that now. Thank you. There again. I just feel there's going to be another story about. Do you know, like you get the immigrants coming in on the boats? There'll be a huge catastrophe around another immigrant boat or something like that, which is going to create even more furore between the countries. There's going to be, I feel there's one in England and France, but I feel that also there'll be another one which is more Mexico-American border. There's border force issues. There's lines being crossed, and again, I feel there'll be more inquiries into this. I know that there's already been a lot, but there's going to be just another one, and it's going to be when's this going to end? What are we going to do about it? There could be more talks, changes, arguments, whatever it is to do with France, England borders, things like that. But I feel that that's also going to be big, particularly this year as well. Some of these things are long-term vibrations. You can see them coming up in the next few months. Others will just be days, some are hours. You know, I don't know the timescales, but I feel that some are slowly trundling along, and others will come up, you know, within a few weeks. That looks like a Japanese building. Stronger political grounding with Japan. I don't know if it's down to collaborations with other countries, but there seems to be some advance in political or country status with Japan. Remember predicting that big freeze? They had massive snows and problems, didn't they? But that's a Japanese building. That's a Japanese woman next to it. So it looks like strength, power, foundation, like 1111 or the Four of Wands. So there should be something coming up about Japan getting stronger, more powerful. There's something around Japan definitely coming up there in the precious. Continual bannings of animal issues, like putting, I don't know, whales and dolphins back in the wild. There's a continual push this year for more laws protecting animals. It started, I don't know, 18 months ago I started seeing this, and it's continuing. It's going to keep just snowballing. More and more rights for animals, definitely. And we're going to see all these circus acts and bloody swim with the dolphins in these little pools and all that stuff. It's slowly getting eradicated, which is a brilliant thing to see. Put them back out in the wild and stop all this nonsense of keeping them in captivity. And it will grow and grow and grow. This is also home ground stuff, so you'll see a lot more in your own countries. But this is the beginning of the freedom and increased animal rights. It's just going to keep going and going and going. I'll tell you that now. There potentially we could, with the seas, the negative aspect of the oceans and the seas is that potentially we could see more things being found in our fish. So we need, perhaps that's all about what this is about, is trying to improve the ocean so that we can get a better quality of fish. You know, there's been talk since year dot about mercury in fish, microplastics. So potentially we could see more measures going into how we improve the standards of our fish in respect of, you know, consuming them. What is that? That looks like a matador. So while we're talking about animals, the bull fighting will continue to be banned throughout all of the countries that actually allow the barbaric sport. So that's good news as well. Yay for the animals. Whoop, whoop. Long live Narnia. There, it looks like an alien to me. So again, we're going to see more disclosure concerning alien intelligence. It's like I just got Mulder and Scully in my head. So I think we're going to be a lot more in the know about alien intelligence, alien existence by the end of the year. Progressive disclosure, progressive inquiries that will expose a lot more. We'll be a lot more in the know. I wonder if the powers that be are slowly drip feeding into the system, bit by bit, alien intelligence, technology, they're slowly feeding it in for us to settle into the fact that there really is other beings out there, so there isn't so much of a shock when it finally happens. Just slowly easing us in so that we don't all go mental when we actually know that they really do exist. Do you know what I mean? Perhaps there's been agreement that there will be some sort of physical physical contact, I don't know, coming up in the next 5-10 years or whatever, and they're like, let's drip feed them so that they kind of know that they're there. Do you know what I mean? There just feels like there's a drip feeding thing with that. That must be right, because that vision is going. It's interesting. So let's see what else comes out about our lovely star friends. Stop there. Okay. So we had the weird dragony unicorn dinosaur thing that I saw in the Sahara that I saw in the Precious, but this seems like a skeleton of a man, and I'm wondering if we discover something different about the skeleton that we find, like, oh, it had this growth, or it had that, or it's a different type of species, or the oldest skeleton ever found, something like that. But that's coming up as well, because this is what's happening. It's like we're entering into this arena of discovery. And so with all of the shifts that have taken place, these tectonic shifts and whatever the word is, and polar shifts, all the rest of it, because everything is shifting, lots of things are going to be exposed. Now, again, I already predicted about civilizations. I think there was one found under the water whenever, I can't remember now. But the more we shift, and perhaps things come away from the ice, or things blow in the Sahara, whatever it is, the more things that are shifting, the more is going to be exposed about the true history of our planet. So there's just going to be endless. It's not worth just doing one prediction. There's going to be endless discoveries of, wow, we just found this skeleton, and oh, we found this civilization. This is the year of beginnings of more discoveries than we had since records began. It's going to just lay itself to that. Different civilizations, materials that have never been discovered before, all sorts of things like that are going to come about, and it's just prevalent at the moment, and it will continue. Amber, I can see amber stores, so there's going to be a mass discovery or amber discovered on a huge level. See, this looks very... This is when I could do with my globe, but I've packed it. And I've got about 5. It feels like... I feel like Lara Croft, so it's like... like the Cambodian forest or Peru or Amazon. It's just that sort of vibe, but I can't quite grab what part of the world it is, but I feel there'll be lots of amber reserves found, and there's something to do with amber. Yeah, the water is going to continue to create more phenomena in the skies. We're still going to be seeing those celestial and water geographical rainbow effect, prism effects that will be seen more and more, and will become more prevalent in the skies as well during the day. Sun, water, what does that create? So we're going to see a lot more of those continue, which we've already seen as well. That even sea creatures, all sorts of things will be discovered in this skeleton fossilized environment we find ourselves in. It is a year of discovery, there's no doubt about it, and it will continue going that way. We're going to have so much more knowledge in the next 5 years of our old history and our planet than we ever had before. Uriel's been working with you a lot. He's very interested in the dynamics of the planet, the history, the makings, the creations of the planet. And yeah, the structure of the planet is going to be exposed more than ever. Exciting times for that. It's really good. Lava increase. So again, we're still getting volcanic vibration throughout the planet. We could, where's that one? Could be a blast. Is that Hawaii? It looks like Hawaii. Could be one round there. It's just a planet regenerating, coming alive. It's not the end of the world. It is just a shift. Doing exactly what I'm doing at the moment. Just shifting to a new way of being. Amen. Loving it. Leave it there. That's the moon. That looks like a satellite though up there. So are we having another problem with satellite or with Mr. Musk's stuff? So this all looks natural. You've got the moon. There's like a planet in the background, a dwarf planet there right in the background. And then there's this ding, which is a satellite. I wonder if we're going to have a few more problems with Mr. Musk's satellites up there. That reminds me of the statue in Brazil. You know, the big Jesus statue. So I can see like foundation at the bottom of that statue that's in Brazil. So potentially the foundation again could mean stronger power, change of power, or a better levelling or balance of the country. A as I say, it could be through change of leadership or something like that, but it just feels like I've got a foundation there. This is good news for Brazil as well. Or there's some sort of control over the crime there or something like that, but there feels like there's a good vibration for there as well. That's Sydney Opera House. Oh my God, that's so clever. How the fluff do they do it? That's the Sydney Opera House. Okay, so what's going on there then? Do you know, I just feel celebration, joy. Have you got a big anniversary or big event coming up for your country or history, or some sort of celebratory energy around Sydney? Or, you know, perhaps it's representing Australia as a whole nation, but that's the Sydney Opera House. But it feels like a joyous or momentous occasion or an anniversary or an acknowledgement of the space as opposed to anything bad. Thank God. I'm sick of doing bad stuff. But there seems to be that energy going on. So what's going on? Can you fill me in, please, my lovely Aussie friends? Perhaps there's something up and coming. I wouldn't know. But yeah, that... Or if there's an outcome you're waiting for, whatever the whole nation's waiting for, it's coming for your benefit. But there's some good vibrational, strong, celebrational feel around Sydney. Or the Opera House is just something I'd recognise straight away to know I'm talking about Australia. Does that make sense? I know it's a big country, but what can you do? I can only work with what I'm given, to be fair. And that is the Sydney Opera House. I love it. So see what's happening now. I can even see the bridge going over next to it. Oh my God, that's really clever. I don't know if you can be able to see that or not. Let me know in the comments below what you're seeing. You know, I said it before, you sometimes see post after post, and people seeing exactly the same thing. I love that. So powerful. I bloody love these. I'm so glad we sourced them, because they're just... You just get lost in a world of... Even if you just sit here with a cup of tea and just gaze in it. Brilliant meditational state, brilliant state to be in for the angel realms and anybody to come in and speak to you. You can get visionary stuff. It exercises your third eye, activates it straight away because it knows what you want. It wants you to see and also see through here. It's just, they're bloody brilliant. Everybody should have a crystal ball. Everybody. They're just brilliant. Just remember, cover them up if you get them in the sun. You'll burn your house down. I can just imagine me in a lawsuit. I bought Nicky Alan's crystal ball, my house burned down. I'm giving you ideas now. Stop there. Thank you, Julianus. Right, they look like ducks, geese flying. What's all this about? I've already said about the migratory patterns that have shifted and they're already in effect. Just as an aside, as I'm trying to work out what this vision's about, please take into account we're looking after the oldest members of our planet, the birds. Our prehistoric ancestry is represented in that bird song every day. I don't know about you, but one of the absolute gifts of our life down here is bird song. It absolutely sours me to a higher level listening to birds. And please be mindful of, you know, your nesting boxes, feeding them, having water for them, creating safe environments for them. They're so important. They're just as, you know, as far as I'm concerned, important as the bees in their pollination and how they do their thing for the planet. So that's just a little aerial point of view on our birds until I work out what's going on here. Yes, I've already mentioned this before, Julianus. I I have mentioned about migratory patterns changing and you seeing rarer species of birds that don't ordinarily belong in your backyard or garden. Look at me going American. Backyard. That was really bad accent. Oh my God, I'm not going to do that again. But I think it's something more than that. Say the Canadian goes Canada. Canada keeps coming up in my head, but there's nothing else after it. So I'm trying to work out why Canada is a hotspot, for what reason. So bear with me on that. So what else? Tell me about Canada if you can. Another US missile strike threat. Won't come into fruition. I don't know who's threatening now, but there's a missile strike threat. That just came up randomly. Did anybody just hear that voice then? Just went, Did you hear it? Let me know if you heard it. I don't know if it was clairaudiently or it's actually in the ether. There's two ways of creating sound. One is through kind of hearing it semi inside your head and knowing what they're saying. And then there's the other one where they actually manifest the ether to create independent direct speech and they can talk or create sound. Anyway, Canada, birds, geese. Right, I've sat on it for a while and it's still not changing. I can't force it. So there may be some difference in the migratory patterns of geese. Stuff I say. Oh my God, it's only world changing, is it? But it is, because it's going against things they've done for thousands, millions of years. Do you know what I mean? And so there could be a study or something into the migratory patterns of geese and why that's changed. There must be some sort of geophysical reason for why they're concerned about this taking place. So let's see what happens with that. Could just be because I'm seeing Canadian geese. It actually could be the migratory patterns there affecting there, and it's something to do with the climate. I don't know. That's just a big keep going again. I don't know what that is beeping. I've got no clue. It's Australian flag. There is definitely something momentous coming up around Australia, but it doesn't feel negative. Are you hosting something? Is there a celebration? There's something going on there. It's good though. It's come up twice now. Upgrade, new discoveries with prosthetic limbs, bionic limbs, computerized limbs, something like that, AI limbs, because I can see a man and then he's like holding what looks like a limb. So there's some, like, you know, like the Bionic Man. If you remember that, if you're old enough. There's something, some upgrade or some new discovery or some brilliance around prosthetics or people working with lost limbs. That's good news. We're liking that. Good news with technology all around. There's lots of technological advances coming in, again, on our really high, quick, fast-paced level this year. So much. You know, I actually noticed it the other day when I was, do you know what, it was last night. It wasn't the other day, it was last night or whenever it was. Yeah, I actually noticed it when I was putting in my dream that I had, that I've done a video about. And it's all AI now, isn't it? It's not just Google. It's like AI and it says, do you want to know about this? Do you want to know about that? So let's just go with it at the moment. There's good and bad in everything. Just go with it. But yeah, there's just so many technological advancements. Just a silly little thing. There's going to be some new amphibian, reptile, it's like a lizardy thing completely new species discovered. This is going to be more Amazon based, or a place like that. Completely new species of lizard, amphibian, reptile. Again, there's these discoveries are just going to keep going and going and going and going and going. There's just, we don't know half. It's like, you know, they say about we don't know about all of our brain. We don't know about this planet, and there's so much more that's going to come in to be discovered. Is that a frog or a lizard? I don't know. It might even have some amazing serum on it that is some cure for something, but there's just that coming in. More advancements with cancer cures, definitely here. When are the med beds coming in, for God's sakes? Only elite have got them at the moment. Bats. Is that hanging upside down? What is that? No. So what I'm going to do now, my darlings, is I'm going to leave it at that. Because I have been sitting with my precious for a while. That really does look like some form of that looks like an upside down Atlantean civilization in the ocean. So much to be discovered. Please, darlings, you are my researchers. Anything that I've mentioned, if you see it anywhere online, please let us know by emailing in or putting in the comments below, because it really is you that gives us the feedback we need when I'm doing all this. For those that are watching this that have never seen me before, I don't watch the news. I live in a bubble. I'm at the moment just saving my energy to move and do the most normal things that most people take for granted. Fibro and ME people know about that. And so I don't know what's going on in the world unless you tell me. And just back up what I've already said. Diamonds are massive again as well, very quickly. So I don't know if, again, they're going to go up in price, down in price, so we can have more of them, or they're going to find more of them, mine them. Don't know what it is. Diamonds have just come up there as well. So I'm going to leave it there. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below, and just keep filling in the gaps about everything that I've asked. Until the next time, darlings, take good care of yourself. Lots of love. Please press the like button and the subscription, because that's what will keep our tribe going. Many thanks. Love you all.